Hi, it's Mark Owen from Moose Marketing and PR, the editor of Punchline Magazine. Welcome to Punchline Talks. This morning, I'm joined by Vickie Godding, who's a co-owner of Smokey Joes in Cheltenham. Thanks ever so much for joining us today. I love your place. I've been there lots of times delivering our magazines. It's always a great atmosphere. Could you tell our audience, please, what is Smokey Joes and what do you guys do there? Why is it so popular in Cheltenham?
Okay, so we are a retro diner, bar and venue. So we have kind of restaurant vibe, as well as a bar. We have lots of different events. We do the kind of traditional diner style food. We have lots and lots of sort of retro antiquities, 50s style and vintage. It's kind of steeped in family history, so I'm the third generation. And we've got 3 rooms, which are 3 different areas. We've got a retro diner area in the front. Then we've got a room that feels like it's outside with a glass roof, that's like a more vintage area. And then we've got an 80s arcade room with original 80s video games and pinball tables.
You've got the old Space Invaders in there as well, which and it's all really reasonable. Is it free? I can't remember now. Is it?
Yeah.
Game's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just absolutely fantastic. So what's lockdown been like for you guys then? Because you must be closed most of the time.
Yeah, we kind of figured that since the first lockdown mid-March, we've been open for 2.5 months.
Wow. What was your turnover before and what's it been?
So I think it was just over 200,000 before, and I no idea now. Don't try not to think about it. It's not been a great year.
Has it been tough personally as well for you guys?
Yes, yeah, it has. Especially because we're kind of a third generation of having a Smokey Joes, and you kind of it's not a responsibility, but you know what I mean. You've got this kind of tradition of behind you, and you really desperately want to make sure that we can still keep going. So, yeah.
It must mean that TURF has really, really helped you then, TURF Cheltenham.
Yeah, TURF's been brilliant. So it's a group of independent business owners. So it's kind of owner operators. And right at the beginning of the first lockdown, we were contacted by a couple of the other businesses, and there was a group of us got together, and every week we would have a Zoom meeting, which I think started off a bit like therapy at the beginning. But it's just great to have other people that are in the same position as you, and kind of we all have sort of similar problems and things to work at. And as time's gone on, it's been brilliant. There's just everyone shares advice. If you need a plumber, you can pop on there and someone will say, oh, I can recommend somebody. With all the kind of COVID advice, we kind of share all the information for reopening and that kind of thing.
Now, the auction that you guys are doing is really special as well. All the TURF members have put in some prizes. What's Smokey Joes auction prize, please? What can you win?
Okay, so our auction prize is tickets to our jazz club. So it's the very, very first is the auction, and it's for the very, very first jazz club when we reopen. And it's tickets at the best table for 4 people with dinner and drinks.
All right, fantastic. And before I go, where do you see the business going? Do you think you guys are going to be okay? You're going to reopen in June?
Yeah, well, we're hoping 21st of May. We're hoping that should be the date to reopen. Yeah, I'm starting to try and get some events booked now, because that's quite a big thing for us with music and comedy and lots of other things, as well as our monthly jazz club. So hopefully we can get back on track with that sort of as June progresses.
Do you think you should have vaccine passports to get in, or is that going to be just too hard to administer?
I don't know. I actually think like the QR things that we've had on the door, because people are now greeted on the door, it's all table service. We're going to keep that anyway. even when all this is finished. And we'll it's actually not so bad. So if there was some sort of quick online system, then that might not be too much trouble. You just have to, you never really know with these things, do you, until they start, how much extra work it can be, or how difficult it can be. But I did find that the kind of QRs on the door for the NHS link was actually not that bad to deal with.
Well, it's always been a great pleasure to go there, and I'm glad that you're reopening, and hopefully we'll be there, you know, tucking into a nice dinner very soon as well. And
Fantastic.
Wish you all the very best, Vickie. And you know, as they say, be safe, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye.
Yes, thank you. Bye.